Welcome back to Burn the Ship, the podcast where we connect entrepreneurs to professionals to help you go all in on your business. I'm your host, Ezra Brown. Without further ado, I'm going to allow my guest to introduce himself.
My name is Jonathan Schmitz. I'm 29 years old. I grew up in the metro Atlanta area, born with dyslexia, literate. I was 10 years old, kind of worked my way up through, now currently working with Brightview Auto Glass.
So, Jonathan, I appreciate you sitting down and taking some time with me. I know we're getting close to cutting it close to where the hours are over for the day.
You're good, man. No worries.
But no, tell me a little bit about you, that background. Obviously, me and you sat here and talked, but the viewers don't know who you are and kind of where you've got to before you got with Brightview.
Yeah. So I guess it starts when I was real little, born with dyslexia. So kind of a minor setback there in the beginning, but nothing we can't handle. So I didn't realize it at the time, but I was, really couldn't read or write until I was about 10 years old, 11 years old. Went to a very unique school in Buckhead that kind of helped me get back on track. Kind of got back on track, but, formal educational settings were a big difficulty for me.
Right,
So,
second that.
Kind of worked my way through middle school, high school, struggled my way through college, and tried college 3 times. So, 3-time college dropout.
Yeah, okay.
I only went in the last time to take a couple courses to prove to myself that I wasn't a total dummy.
Right.
Passed them, and so I was like, all right, probably won't finish the degree, but I finished those last few courses with A's. I'll take that as a win.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it was in that time, kind of in between the 3 different tours of college, I got in with one of the big box retailers.
Okay.
Somebody within the company saw some potential in me. A couple people did, and they taught me work ethic. They taught me what I was worth.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw the natural work ethic and just saw that as my winning horse and just fed it.
Yeah, that's
Fed
awesome.
it like crazy.
That's awesome.
And then ended up touring around the Southeast a little bit, came back to that big box store, ended up working there for 8 years, got into the upper level management of the store, and then went into the corporate setting and recently transitioned over into the auto glass industry.
Yeah, so tell me, all right, leaving a gig. I know usually ask this question later too, but tell me, leaving a position where you're probably very stable, paid well, living good, to kind of going into something where it's not a startup, but it is a startup.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's about 2 years old.
Uh-huh.
We're new to the area.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't know the owner so well,
Right.
and if I didn't have that level of trust there,
Mm-hmm.
I might not have made the leap.
Right.
But because I know the owner, because I've worked with him before, we worked well together. We expanded the business that he had together. I was feeling less fulfilled in my corporate cubicle than I was in my entrepreneurial, in the role that I'm in now.
Right.
And that's really where I thrive is, give me a purpose and give me a tool to get it done, and it'll get done.
Right.
So that once we were in that corporate setting, I thought, that was kind of the goal.
Yeah.
Slaving through the store. I started out pushing carts at 19 and worked my way up to a manager, and got to that corporate setting, thought that things would be really nice.
Yeah.
And they were really nice, really cushy, but I had no drive and no motivation.
Right.
And no purpose. I did have purpose. I did have a job to do, and that job was kind of easy, just to put it bluntly. It was an easy job.
Right.
It had demanding moments, but overall, it would be great for somebody who wants that consistency.
That stagnancy kind of.
Yeah, maybe has a family at home, wants to make sure when they get home they can kind of close their laptop and be done. I don't operate that way, though.
Right.
I'm up at 4 a.m., starting my day. And it's before anybody else is up, because I can get a lot of work done before my phone starts ringing.
Right.
That's just how I operate, and that's my winning horse. That's what I got to feed.
That's awesome. So how long do you think it took you being around in that corporate setting before you realized that's kind of how you operated? Because that being a winning horse is not something that most people have. I mean, I guess you could say it's a common thing in entrepreneurship, but it's not. As many people as I've sat here and interviewed, it's not like this thing that they say that they got. It's minute in the world of entrepreneurship to actually have that's what you got. Like, you got the drive.
Yeah. To answer your question, maybe 3 months. Maybe 3 months. It was a tough transition from store to the corporate setting. I did not transition well. There was a lot of formal learning that I had to kind of just nut up and learn. It was a lot of really good things though that I learned
Mm-hmm.
that I took with me, that I take with me every day. But it starts with just that discipline.
Yeah,
If you're not disciplined, you're not going anywhere.
that's very, very true.
Discipline brings freedom. A lot of people think to be free, you aren't disciplined.
And discipline beats hard work.
Discipline beats hard work.
Or not hard work. Discipline beats talent when talent ain't working.
There you go. And discipline brings freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you decide, I'm going to work these hours, I'm going to be disciplined enough to say I'm not working these hours.
Mm-hmm.
You have freedom. You have control over your day. You have control over your time.
Mm-hmm.
You're now in control.
And that's the end goal for everybody, is to try to get control of your time.
Yes, that's right.
That's awesome, man. That's I appreciate you sharing that with us. So tell me a little bit about your endeavor now, what you guys are doing, kind of, and what your role is, and how you're going to make this all fit.
Yeah, man. So it's really exciting. We're taking an old school approach to the business, where cold calls and working from home and all that stuff is so common. We're boots on the ground. We're meeting our customers where they are, fully mobile in Atlanta, in the metro area. As far as meeting my clients, my day-to-day, I go and I partner up with my local agencies.
By agencies, what do you mean by agencies?
Insurance agencies, your independents, your major carriers, stuff like that. Because what a lot of people treat as a sales pitch, I treat as a partnership.
Right.
What is the goal of an insurance agency?
It's the right policies.
The right policies to take care of their people, right?
Right.
You got to make sure your customers and clients are happy. Who's my client?
The same person that their client is.
The same person their client is, as well as the agent themselves. It's a partnership.
Okay. I like it.
So, hey, you need to make sure they get auto glass. I need to make sure their auto glass gets replaced.
Right.
And I need to make sure they're not going to call you back.
Be like, this
with a
guy screwed
complaint.
me over.
Yes.
Huh.
Dependability. We don't bring bullcrap snacks. We bring fresh baked goods.
I can attest.
Hey.
I can attest.
Phenomenal, right?
Can attest. It was, yeah.
The magic of the beignets. But it's creating that relationship and that trust to know that, like, yeah, it's at the end of the day, it is a transaction, but it's not a transactional relationship.
Right.
Here we are, right here.
Right. We're sitting here having a podcast. We met a week ago.
That's right.
And we went to the same college, by the way, for the viewers, too.
Yeah. Yep. We did. So it's
We both didn't go. We didn't finish.
Right. We're great for the stats, right?
Exactly. They love us.
But nah, man, it's building something from the ground up in a market that does not have this yet. And I'm almost hesitant to even say anything because I don't want anybody else to get the idea.
Right.
Right. But it is tough. It is tough, and you do have to wake up every morning and say, I don't care what anybody says to me today. I'm gonna go do what I know I need to do to produce results.
Right.
It doesn't matter what happens. You flick me off on the freeway, hey, that's your wasted energy. I'm not spending a third of a second thinking about that.
Right.
I'm on a mission.
Right.
Big picture, right now I'm the territory manager. Right now the territory is the state of Georgia, but we're focusing on Metro Atlanta.
Okay.
So I've got my installers in the field. They're running and gunning. We're hitting record weeks every week so far, which is phenomenal. He's staying busy. And that's just sort of where we are right now.
Right.
Big picture, we could spend 2 to 3 years developing Atlanta.
Right.
Just Atlanta.
Atlanta's a humongous market.
Huge market, a lot of opportunity, a lot of people that have been screwed over, and a lot of damage control in the glass industry, specifically in the auto glass industry. We have a lot of damage control to do. Hey, I'm sorry they didn't do that very good job, but like, your problems end with us.
Right.
We solve the problem at hand.
Right.
And the problem stays solved.
So tell me this, what is it about you guys that's different than the next auto glass company whenever it's coming to solving those problems? Because I'm sure the same companies, y'all run into those same issues, but everybody handles them differently and gets different feedback. So tell me a little bit what's different about you guys.
So I'll say there's no corporate bloat here. We keep a pretty streamlined staff.
Okay.
Overhead is limited to producing assets. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you don't produce, there ain't no. Like what?
And that's not only regarding people, right? We have a phenomenal team, like I'm serious, a really good team. But that also goes into ads. That also goes into operations in the company. If it's not producing,
right,
we no longer need this service.
Okay.
So that keeps it to where everything then we have a margin to work off of.
Right.
That's kind of the first thing. We can manage our prices really, really, really well because we know our margins and we know where we can make things work to where we are still profitable.
Okay.
A lot of people with corporate bloat, you've got your hands are tied when it comes to finances because your money is tied up.
That $500 glass job's got to be $1,500 from them.
Exactly.
Because they have to pay for something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Quality.
Yeah.
So that seems to be the other thing that sort of comes with that corporate size is quality can and should be good for the majority of the jobs. But you run into those that when you have an issue, it's a nightmare to fix.
Right.
I had an issue with one of my cell phone providers. My phone got lost in the mail. I was on the phone for 5 hours trying to help them understand, like, my phone got stolen. I don't have it.
Right.
And I finally just dropped it. I lost $800.
Man, yeah.
So, talking about damage control like we were earlier, who do you go to when there's a problem? Because we're still people.
Right.
We will make mistakes.
Right.
Like you talk about, people run into issues.
Absolutely.
What happens? We own it. We fix it. And you call me.
I was about to say, it ain't a 1-800 number, is it?
There's no 1-800 number. There is, on all my business cards, there's my cell number and there's the office number. I operate directly with the CEO. There's nothing that we can't handle.
Right.
And if somebody has an issue, we resolve the issue. Right? Like, there's an honest mistake, and we end up repainting an entire car.
Right.
No cost to the customer. Brand new paint job. Sure. Was it ideal? No.
Right.
But we messed up.
Yeah.
We own it and we move forward.
And there's a lot of value comes into just eating a toad. That's what we say.
Just take it on the chin and move on. What I've always said when working with people and people underneath me when they make mistakes, good people are going to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Because you're people, right? Great people fix those mistakes and learn from them. That's the difference between good and great in this instance.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So that's what's going to separate us. We're still good.
Yeah.
We are as good as everybody else.
Right.
And everybody else is as good as us. But nobody else is as great as we are.
Right.
Right. So I'm trying to think of a good analogy. What got your starters off the bench?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They were great.
And when they got put in the game, they did the right things.
They performed.
Yep.
We show up, we perform. Not a whole lot of fluff.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of rigmarole.
Right.
Running around.
Yeah.
And then there's the mobility piece. Fully mobile calibrations. We've invested a lot of money in the technology to be able to offer fully mobile calibrations. And we've not run into an instance yet where a vehicle cannot be calibrated with our calibration system mobily. There's some steps to it. It's not a black and white process.
Right.
You know, there's a reason why not everybody jumps into this industry.
Right.
There's a lot of upfront money. There's a lot of making sure you have talent. But investing in the right equipment to make sure that we can offer the best. And the final thing would be that talent portion.
Right.
So
It's hard to find good talent.
It's hard to find good talent. I've got one guy in the field right now. He is amazing, right? He used a long time to find. But when you find him, you pay him well, you treat him right. That's easy, man. You take care of your people. Your people take care of your customers. Everything else takes care of
Your
itself.
customers will take care of your
Who
business.
said that?
Oh.
Founders of Home Depot.
Yeah. And
Bernie and Arthur.
They're great.
They phenomenal, right? And if you run your company with that thought process, you take care of your people like they're your people, then you know they're going to have whatever it is, that it factor we'll call it, to take care of the customers.
Right. They feel obligated to do it.
Yes.
As opposed to just like, I got to do this.
They're not just working for a business anymore.
Yeah.
They're working for the person. They're working for their manager because their manager takes care of them. That's a big, big, big job right there. The job of a manager is a job in and of itself. Not everybody has a skill set for it. Anybody can manage, but not everybody can manage well.
Right.
And if you can manage well and inspire your people, dude,
yeah,
then you just have to make sure that you follow through on that commitment to take care of them, and they will take care of you.
No, that is very, very true. As Branson behind the camera too can attest, that's very similar to how it is here. It's the same thing, man. It's that boutique feel, but it's a big company, but it's a boutique feel to where we make you feel like got your hand on every person. Like
Yep.
Worst case scenario, we have the owner of the company will call you if they need to. You know, it's or if they have to, but that's typically we try to. Place better be on fire.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
definitely.
But you have the contact of the person that either sold to you or the person that you deal with answers the phone. But you also have a non-1-800 number to where you call them, and there's good talent to where they're going to take care of you and do the right things. If somebody gets a chargeback, guess what I got to do? I got to make that phone call.
Yep.
Hey, you just lost $1,200, and probably not going to get it back, but we're going to fight for it. We're going to try for you. And then you know how many times I get yelled at for that? Every time. Yep. They don't realize it's not my fault. You know, but at the time they're just mad. They want to yell at somebody. So then you get in the, you know, they call it you go the old turd stream with everybody. You know, every once in a while you got to hop in the boat with them. So no, that's awesome. I can appreciate how you guys are doing business there. That is very cool, and it probably has helped you a ton just since you've been doing it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
because we're not
especially coming from corporate.
Yes, yeah. I've got a hands-on approach. I'm working directly with my clientele. And, you know, some companies have the idea of the customer's always right, hand them keys to the house, you know. That's not necessarily wrong. But to take it one step further, you don't hand them keys to the house, because after that, what more value do you have to give to them? You cater to them. You think for them. You become the subject matter expert in your field. And then you help them be informed to make a good decision for their specific application.
Absolutely.
And that goes with everything.
Absolutely. That is 100% true, because you don't want it to be I think, I know, because we've been doing presentations every Monday morning, like one person does, and then it's the I think or I know, you know, like you're the only person that knows. You did the research. Yeah. Like they may know something, but they're gonna think they know.
Yeah.
You know, if you just say this is how it's gonna be, they're not gonna look past it, because you're the expert in your subject, in your field.
If you don't believe in yourself, what reason would anybody else have a reason to believe in you?
You're damn right. You're damn right. You're damn right. And
you gotta sell yourself. If you can't sell yourself, if somebody can't believe in you, why would they sell the product that you're trying to pitch?
Right.
And you know, the world is sales driven, so we can talk about it, you know, as
everything sales. No matter what business you do, it's all sales.
It's all sales
from A to Z.
I was talking to somebody last night who's talking about becoming a supervisor. She said, "Hey, do you believe that I have what it takes to be a supervisor?" And she said, "Be honest with me." And I've been mentoring her a little bit over the last couple of years.
Right.
And I finally just said, you got to fix two things. One thing is on a personal side I'm not going to mention, but the second thing is, why don't you believe in yourself? Why are you asking me this
you shouldn't have to ask
for the third time?
You should be telling me I should be a supervisor.
Yes. I said, you've got to figure that piece out. Because if you don't believe in yourself, your manager's not going to believe in yourself. They're not going to believe in you. So why would they hire you?
That is the truth. That is the truth. Yeah. That is 100% the truth. And I relate to sports with all that type of stuff too, very much so. So tell me this, you know, obviously you said a little bit about how you're growing your business right now. Tell me what's your conversation with these insurance agents when you're going in cold? Obviously, you know, I'm sure there's other glass companies that hit them, you know, but they're probably calling them on the phone. Yeah. But tell me what is your approach, you know, obviously of working together, but tell me a little bit more about it.
It's focusing on making sure they understand it's not a sales pitch. I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Right.
You don't have to use us.
Right.
But I want to be a partner with you. I want to make sure that people are being taken care of. This is a safety issue. The one thing I really like about this company is that it's an honest company doing honest work. You can't drive with a cracked windshield. No. If your car flips, it's structural, and your roof could cave in on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so there's a genuine need here. Get a genuine company that actually believes and is passionate about the work to do the work, because it's going to be quality every time. And if it's not, we've got warranties to cover it. We've got things to handle those sort of one-off onesie-twosies like we talked about. Right. Great people are still going to make mistakes, but they're going to fix them, right?
Absolutely.
So what it looks like is you walk in, introduce yourself, and just let them know, hey, I'm here for you if you need me. We've created, I think, 6 forms of communication, 6 communication streams to make it super easy for them.
There's no way they can't get in contact with you.
Exactly. Right. If they can't get in touch with me, they can get in touch with the office. They can shoot me an email. They can shoot me a text. They can shoot me a call. They can use the agent portal. Right? There's so many ways they can get in contact with the right person at our company that it's just we're almost going to make it too convenient for them.
Right.
To where it's like, oh, it's a no-brainer. Right. Why would I want to go contact this person? Give me the customer's name, contact information, VIN number. Right. That's it.
That's all you need.
That's all I need. I'll take care of the rest. You go deal with other more complex insurance issues we'll take care of the glass.
Right.
It's a partnership.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that works. I got a good bit of connections for you. We'll make work for sure. 'Cause
Definitely.
we network around insurance agents all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, and two of my good buddies. So typically, we kind of go through a series of questions typically, but you've answered a lot of it for me as I've had to go. So I'm kind of pulling some out, racking some off the brain right now.
Hit me with it.
So tell me about this. Tell a little bit about yourself. Obviously you went into like your detail, but what does your free time look like? What do you want to do with your time?
With what little time I've got,
Yeah.
man, I just want to live. I just want to have the freedom to make the choices that I want to make.
Okay.
Kind of a broad question, or kind of a broad answer.
It is.
But
it's a broad question too, though.
I want to be able to have the freedom to, if I want to go run, I go run. If I want to run down to the beach and go surf a little bit, I'll go down to the beach.
Yeah.
If it's wintertime and I can go hit, Party Mountain, go snowboard a little bit.
Right.
I'll go hit Party Mountain.
Absolutely.
If I want to go, we've got a little bit of hunting land. If I want to go out to the farm, go out to the farm. If I just want to chill, I'll chill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now I'm really liking endurance
Yeah.
sports. So, I did 2 triathlons last year, sprint triathlons, but still triathlons.
Sick person, dude.
And they're not crazy. The sprints are kind of small scale, but still a big challenge. I just suck at the swimming, man. I suck at swimming so bad. But
we'll figure it out. We'll get better at it, like everything in life.
Yeah. Hey, it's. I understand this year's probably not the try year, but I'm enjoying the endurance running so much. I ran 10 miles on Sunday morning.
Congratulations, man.
And appreciate that. Yeah, I managed a 10:30 pace. It was healthy. It was fun. Saw a coyote while I was out there. The spirit of the coyote kept me through it.
Yep.
We hit a track day yesterday.
Okay.
So just did intervals.
Yeah.
400 meter intervals and a 2 mile or a 1 mile warm up and a 1 mile cool down. Loved it.
That's awesome.
Had some friends out there with me. Just absolutely loved it.
Yeah, out there competing. Felt like the old days.
It did, man.
Yeah.
It did. There were some pole vaulters out there. I pole vaulted when I was in middle school, so I was just sitting there watching them, just kind of
thinking
reminiscing.
about it, okay, that was me.
It was great, man.
Yeah, that's
It was
awesome.
great watching them kind of learn. I was like, I remember learning that.
Yeah, so big self-help
fun.
guy. See, that's what you're
I just enjoy doing. I don't
Just
sit
living.
still. Yeah,
Living,
I don't sit still well at all.
Okay.
So even if I have an afternoon off, I'm gonna go tinker with one of the project cars, or I'm gonna go tinker with my garden, or I'm gonna go run, gonna go to the gym, or just hit somebody up and go hike. We hit Mount Yona a couple weekends ago, just kind of on a whim.
Yeah.
And then found a little camp spot and just parked it there.
I got hiked Machu Picchu.
Should I hike?
No, he did.
No way.
Jay
Did he
yeah.
really?
In about this time last year.
Wow.
Crazy.
Dang. Yeah.
Awesome.
We've got to hike. I think it's either going to be Roan or the last portion of the Georgia section of the AT.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. That would be awesome. So tell me this too. On top of that question, that with you, but what's your end goal? With what you're doing now, what does that end goal look like for you?
As far as professionally?
Yeah, whether it's grow this thing to $1 billion company, or it's get somewhere and then keep continuously going and growing companies, or what does that look like for you?
Yeah, if you'd asked me last year if you saw me leaving big box, I would have said you're crazy. And in fact, the CEO of this company approached me about 10 months ago and said, hey, this is what we got going on, and things are going in the right direction.
Right.
Do you want in? And I was like, man, I just bought a house. I just got to the corporate. I was like, things just sort of fell together here.
Right, where I thought I was going to be in life.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought that I made it. And I said, I'm not saying no, because I do really enjoy the startups. But
yeah, we talked about that last week.
Oh yeah. Love the action, love wearing many hats, love the problem solving.
Right.
But I was like, I can't make that decision right now. It's about 6 to 8 months into the corporate role. I'd reached back out to him. We got lunch, and I was just picking his brain.
Right.
He's an entrepreneur. He's actually followed through on his business ideas. I had some ideas.
Right.
I just wanted to pick his brain. And he said, look, if you're looking, though, let me throw my hat back in the ring and say Brightview is looking to expand. I said, all right. Let me come back to Greenville. I will... let me see the facility. Let me see what's going on. Went back up 3-4 weeks later. I was like, holy cow, this was not anything like what I expected. And I don't know what I expected, but I was very impressed with the way that they were executing on this, and the actual numbers that we were seeing, and just everything about it was like, well, this is pretty legit. So, but I couldn't quite make the leap yet. So, made the leap. And you say, what do I see myself doing? Right now, I see myself with Brightview, growing it however big it gets.
Right.
You know, we might not get massive.
Right.
Or we could be a heavy hitter, large scale.
Right.
You know, I'm not looking beyond Brightview. You know, what comes of it is what will come of it. And if I'm called to go in a different direction when the time comes, but right now I have no desire to leave, and I have no thought in leaving. I mean, this guy's poured a lot into me.
Right.
The guy who owns this one, he
means a lot too.
Invested a lot into me, and yeah, it makes me feel like, holy cow,
Like a rock star too, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I'm like, you know,
makes it easy to get up at 4 a.m. to do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really does. It really does. As far as personally, I just want to be able to spend more time in the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
I've realized, you know, I'm 29.
See, I don't even know if people acquire that at 75.
Yeah,
You
well,
know what I mean?
what I've learned, life does not happen at start and end.
No.
Life happens in the in between.
Absolutely.
So I'm trying to soak it up. I used to be, I mean, still am a really nostalgic person. But I would look back on like memories and be like, dang, I'm so sad that like I can't re-experience that.
Right.
I can't relive that.
Right.
And I'm too focused thinking about that I miss out what I'm doing right now.
Right then where your feet are.
And then I look back a year from then, I'm like, man, what was I doing thinking about 2 years ago? I was in the heat right there. That was awesome.
Right.
So now I'm trying to just really soak it in. These days where I'm on my routes, I'm taking care of my people, running and gunning, you know, I'm trying to just soak it in. Trying to make, you know, when we go on hikes, I've got a cousin of mine who I go on hikes with, and he keeps a steady 3.5 mile pace, 3.5 mile an hour pace. And I'll stop and I'll sit there and be like, dude, this rock looks like it's fun to climb. Let's climb it real quick. And he's like, I need to just stop and do exactly that.
Yeah.
Stop and climb a rock.
Right.
Stop and, you know,
Just
look at the coyote.
Whatever it is, just enjoy it.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
I get
coyote I
it.
saw on the last run.
I get it. I live fast, so I get that completely. And I
Yes.
look back, I catch myself doing it all the time, like reminiscing. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm living literally what I wanted to live 5 years ago. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is crazy. So I can very much so appreciate that. And then this is the last thing I got for you.
Yeah, you're good, man.
So what was it like for you? Podcast name is Burn the Ship. So we use that same sense in business, entrepreneurship, anything. And you literally lit the ship on fire and pushed it back into the water. So get out of here. I'm gone. But hope that thing burns to the ground when you left corporate. You know, you really did burn the ship to go on a vision that you've seen, like you saw it. So what was it like for you to burn the ship?
Man, I talked with my dad a lot about it. So my dad's a business owner, and he's a very risk-adverse business owner. So he did take that leap, though, when he started his engineering firm that, you know, he didn't burn ships. He just left where he was and took his ships with him. Kind of, I guess, commanded those ships.
Yeah.
For me,
He's grabbed a fleet with him.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He was kind of advising me through this decision a lot. And, you know, he kept telling me, the one thing he kept saying was failure is not an option here.
Right.
Like, this industry is too rich for failure. If we fail, it's because we aren't doing the right thing. We're not trying hard
We just weren't going out.
Yeah. Something's going on here with us. The industry's there. The money's there. The market share's there. Everybody's eating fat and happy right now.
Right.
If we can't do it here, we won't be able to do it anywhere.
Yeah.
So burning the ships, I had to sell myself on the idea.
Yeah.
And know that, okay, if I understand that failure's not an option, I can't fail myself here. I could fail whoever I wanted to at corporate. Not that I would.
Right.
But they were so generous over there and so lenient. It's like you really had to work hard to be termed over there.
Right.
A lot of people got a lot more opportunities than they should have. So I had no real, where's the fire?
You're just a needle in a big old haystack.
Yes.
So they don't even notice you're there.
Yeah. So to burn those ships, I had a great team. You know, don't let me mislead you. I had a really good team that I was personally on.
Right.
I loved that team. But the big picture did not fit the trajectory that I was going in. Right. I'll veer off here on a little tangent. I like to look at guys like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He could have been a plumber.
Mm-hmm.
He would have made a decent amount of money, would have provided for D and his family,
Mm-hmm.
but he pursued what he was good at.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what he was good at, and he pursued it, and he changed the world.
Mm-hmm.
Changed the world within the UFC.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely.
But
The Notorious.
notorious. So don't just do something because you're told to do it or because it's safe or because whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I could have stayed with corporate. I could have stayed there 40 years, would have been safe,
Mm-hmm.
would have been miserable, and would have felt unfulfilled.
Right.
But I decided to pursue something that I feel like I'm better at.
Mm-hmm.
One of my winning horses is communication, people skills, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The level of determination and drive.
Right.
My ability to bring people along with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily have that at the other setting.
Yeah.
So to burn the ships, I had to understand that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome.
The greatest people in the greatest industries are because that is their skill set. They are pursuing their skill set.
And
Once
they
I
got-
realized that,
and
I
they got
was
a
like,
passion for it.
and they got passion for it.
Passion.
They're skilled and passionate about what they're doing. So to burn that ship, man, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. And man,
Would you do it again?
would I do it again? Yeah.
Knowing what you know right now.
Knowing
this
what I know
second,
now, yes,
You'd done it. You'd have done it
100%.
10 months before you did it.
Nah, 100%, man, 100%. You know, it was scary.
Yeah.
I was terrified
Right.
because everything that I'd done in life had led up to that corporate job.
Right.
And here I am, like, man, what am I still missing?
Right. There's
I'm
something
missing something.
missing out of there.
So to burn the ships, to pull the old Hernan Cortez,
That's exactly who it's from too, by the way.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep, back in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't want to burn the relationships, but you know, I definitely was like, all right. And I've had a mentor over there who's been phenomenal with me. He was kind of in the upper level management. He had a great 10,000 feet vision that helped me calibrate my strategy, kind of on the ground level, boots on the ground,
Yeah.
in the stores and navigating my way through the company.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And with his vision, I was able to see, like, okay, I can do whatever I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Degree's not stopping me.
No.
Nobody's stopping me.
No. Worst
me.
case scenario, just tell everybody you got a degree. When you apply for a job, what are they going to call the school?
I'm pretty sure there's a couple big names that did that didn't end up in a great position. But hey, to each their own. To each their own.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I mean, I don't see myself going back into a role like that.
Right.
You know, if I'm gonna do something, it's either gonna be on my own or it's gonna be partnering up with an entrepreneur like I'm partnered up with now,
Absolutely.
and someone that we complement each other and we kind of work in that way.
Absolutely. And then the last thing is, Jonathan, I appreciate you very much for sharing your story and sharing with us, because obviously we're going to come back and do this in about a year from now and circle back to it and see where you guys are at.
I'm done.
But look at the camera, tell the people where to find you guys, and I'm going to leave you with the last words. When you get done, leave them with the last word.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
I'm the real _ Johnny Bravo on Instagram. You can look up our company, brightviewAutoglass.com. Appreciate you guys listening.
Absolutely. Burn the ship.